Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, the #1 mindset podcast in the world. My name's Henry Lawrence, your mindset coach, and in this episode, we're going to talk about how to quiet the mind if you are feeling overrun by distractive thoughts, hurtful thinking, and just can't seem to get clarity on what it is you want to do. This is the episode for you, and make sure to stay tuned to the very end because we're going to take a deep, healing, meditative breath to help us align on this message and move forward throughout the day. So quieting the mind, it's something that's so important because when you're going through something difficult, when you're going through struggle, when you're going through a situation that's hard, it can consume you. How do you get past this hurt that you're going through? How do you move past the struggle you're facing? How do you see beyond your current situation? Because you want that peace. You want that result. You almost wish you could take a nap and sleep through it and wake up in a different life. Well, there is a way, and it's perspective. Perspective is everything. How you view something is how you're going to receive it. Your perception is your reception. So the ego, or really getting into ourselves, is why these things bother us. So think about a problem that you have. Maybe you're facing something at work. You might lose your job. You're dealing with a coworker issue, whatever it is. Like, think about that problem for you. Now, let me tell you about this person I know. I have a friend named George. And George, they're having a really hard time in school right now. They're not getting along with a student in one of the classes, and it's causing them to fail that class. And they don't know what they're going to do. See, if I were to tell you that story, you might for a second have, well, that's hard for George. Hopefully he can figure it out. But then you would go back into your life. Because your perception of George is as someone that's separate and it's not going to affect you. So the perspective of you can change as well. You see, when something is all about you, you can really feel it. But when you take the view of, I am something more, I am here for a purpose, I am here to be the rising tide, I am here to be an uplifter in my community, I am here to bring music. And when you start separating it from what Henry is and then what your being is, you can move yourself out of the situation. It doesn't mean you're not going to have to deal with the situation. But when you get a wider perspective, you can view something else and start receiving something else. If you use the law of attraction to navigate your life, then what you focus on is what you're going to become. So if you're going through something difficult and it consumes you, then that difficulty is going to be your life. I think it's why when people are younger, if they go through traumatic experiences and they have a high, lifespan or life experience of bad things or hurtful things or traumatic things, that when they move on in their life, they keep finding it because it was such a focus point. They got good at focusing on those things. Doesn't mean it's what they want, but it's what they're focusing on. So the perception of you always matters. That's why you have to think about yourself as something so much more than this just person having this life, this person dealing with something at work, this person dealing with something at home, this person dealing with something in life. You are a powerful being having an experience. The power of now is so important. You see, that's why when you think of something in the future, like, oh, I'll do this homework tomorrow. I'll start this diet tomorrow. I'll deal with this tomorrow. It's the same as viewing George. You view it as someone else. So if you have the ability to deal with something or move something and move the responsibility, take the ease off of it for one way, you can do it in all ways. Raising your perspective is freeing. It's why a lot of times when you connect to this podcast and you're listening and thinking about your own things at the same time, it's almost as a journey of perspective to where you say, oh, I see it now. Oh, I get it now. It's not necessarily the words I use, the length of the podcast or anything like that. It's where your mind goes. When you raise your perspective and you see beyond self, you realize, okay, well, there's more to this experience than just me. Where can I put my energy into something good? In that realm of perspection, that wide angle of perception, you will find something that you can put your energy to good. And if what you focus on expands, then you'll start expanding that in your life. It's not about ignoring something. You have to deal with it. You're going to feel the friction with it as you expand the other thing because you're going to start radiating and moving that energy. The friction's going to increase. Learning that you can let it go instead of fight it will free you. Perspective is everything. That's when you do meditation. That's when you clear your mind. You are more than these thoughts. These thoughts are just what you're focusing on. If you are dealing with something at work, and here's another perspective for you. If you're dealing with something that's a bad day at work, right? You're just so aggravated. You're frustrated. You got this deadline due. You've got this expectation of you, like whatever it is, you're dealing with that. There is a chance that you could get a phone call, and it could be a positive one or a negative one, that would make you completely forget what you're dealing with. You could get a phone call that someone is no longer here. You get a phone call that you won the lottery. You get a phone call that makes such an impact on perspective shift. The thing that you're dealing with didn't change. It's just you were allowed to see something else. It doesn't have to be a phone call, though. You can perceive something for yourself. You could perceive your future. You could be going through something right now, and you're focusing now, and then you can spend, okay, where do I go a year from now? If I continue to do this one thing, even though it's hard right now, where does it take me a year from now? Even if it grew just a little percentage, where does it take me 2 years from now, 3 years from now, 4 years from now? You can increase your perspective and see the light, the thing that you have right now, increasing over time. And what you'll do is actually increase that over time, because each day, each hour, each moment, you'll keep going back to that thing. Okay, how do I get back to this? How do I keep moving to this? And then all of a sudden, your mind being consumed with something else feels good. It feels good to be consumed with love. It feels good to be consumed with possibility. It feels good to be consumed with abundance. So allow your mind to still consume things. Allow your mind still to obsess of things, but raise your perspective so that you can see beyond how something's affecting the ego, the self. Because you're more than that. If I want to entrap you, if I want to keep you small, all I have to do is make you think that everything's about you. That's what the hard thing about depression does. It makes your mind twist where when something happens, you see how it's a negative thing to you. When everything becomes about you, the energy starts turning inward in a negative way, and you start seeing how every single struggle, every single bad thing, every single movement is a slight against you. And then you'll expand it and expand it and expand it, because you are a powerful creator who creates what they expand. But if I wanted to free you, I would teach you that it's not about you. That you are part of this endless energy, this abundant thing that we have, and that you're here with purpose, and that when you're in the darkness, the light that you build, the goodness that you build, the uplifting that you do affects everything in a positive way, and that everything you're doing is not for naught. That everything you're doing is for the greater good. You see, if you started thinking that belief, then you would feel like you're part of the ocean, that you're part of the river, that you're abundant, and that everything you do matters, and that you are expansive, and you're so much more. So what perspective do you want to take with you? The perspective of endless possibility? The perspective that this is just an experience, and you're having a now experience with certain things that are hard, certain things that are good, and you get to choose what you align and what you expand? Or do you want to take the experience that everything is happening to you? That when something happens, there's a delay at work, there's something at school, it somehow is affecting you. Versus realizing, oh, this is an experience. It's not the thing, it's who I am during it. Perspective will always set you free. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep breath. And when you breathe in, I want you to just feel yourself expanding. So take note of how you're sitting, how you're driving, how you're laying down, wherever you are. Really visualize yourself for a second. And when you breathe in, allow your vision to expand beyond you. Allow it to expand quickly beyond the room, beyond the car, beyond the house, beyond the street, beyond the city, beyond the state. Like, just go big. And once you're holding that breath, watch the world spin. Imagine all the different lives, all the different things happening as you hold that breath. And then once you exhale, realize that you are part of it all with purpose. And allow anything that doesn't resonate with you to leave you. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. You don't need a quieter mind, but you need to let go of the things that affect you. If you're solely focused on them, they'll grow and consume. I know it's difficult. I know it's a journey to get to this place, but there's so much good happening. There's so much expansion happening. There's so much abundance happening right where you're at. Everything is in everything. So whatever you're going through, there's good, bad, there's love, there's joy, there's hurt, there's pain in every single thing. But you get to choose what you expand because you're a powerful creator. So use it to rise up and become the rising tide that lifts all ships.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Well, thank you so much for watching. I hope this episode was impactful and gave you a different perspective on whatever it is that you're going through. If you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link down below. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. I appreciate all the follows there. My email is henry@vibeabundant.com. I've appreciated all the messages that you've given me. I would say that Instagram is probably the best place because we can communicate quickly. We can do voice messages. Like, there's so much there. So that is at Real Henry G. And if you've been listening to this and you're ready to make that step, you want to make a shift in your life, reach out. We can talk about what that could look like for you, whether it's just a simple conversation on something you're going through or something we end up working together in. The possibilities are endless and it's completely up to you. Well, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.